What is up, YouTube? This is DBZ439 coming at you with another deck profile. This time it's Odd Eyes Guardragon for the new October 2019 ban list. As you guys know, Guardragon Agripane got banned, but I'm still playing the Guardragon variant of the deck. What essentially happened by losing Agripane is you lose Hot Red Dragon Archfiend. So the main deck looks pretty much similar except for one card from my previous build, but the extra deck got a whole new facial because I essentially gutted out all the synchro monsters for Xyz monsters. I think the deck has got it got hit, but I still think it's very playable. Again, I like this deck for another reason over other Pendulum decks, just because you can make Vortex before the Pendulum summon. That way you can stop Nibiru. But for the most part, I still really like this deck, even in this format without Agripane. Obviously, Sky Striker got hit, so you don't have to worry about triple Widow Anchor anymore. Orcus got hit, so I mean, Lunalight Orcus will still be strong. They just can't end on Imperial Order. But for the most part, I still like this deck in the format. I think Pendulums are very underrated, even without Agripane. And without any further ado, let's get on to the deck profile, starting with the main deck. As usual, you have to start with the triple Arc Pendulum, the Heart and Soul of the deck. It's the high skill of the deck. Lets you recur the boss monster, Odd Eyes Vortex. You always want to see it in high scale. And you have a bunch of search cards, like most of your spells search this card, and if you don't see an opening hand, then all you have to do is basically send it with Electromite, and then you have it. Being able to trigger this to tutor out any Odd Eyes card from deck is also really insane. So again, that's it's a staple at 3 for an Odd Eyes deck. Next to the 3 of Odd Eyes Pendulum monsters, I have 3 Odd Eyes Persona Dragon. This card is absolutely fantastic. I'm starting to see a lot of other Pendulum decks maining this card just at 1 because of the Heraldic Seal target, but I maxed it out at 3 because A, it's a low scale, B, it's an Odd Eyes card, so when it pops, it triggers Arc Pendulum. Also, just being, it's not a hard once per turn, so if they try to like run over it with after it's got special with Heraldic Seal, you can tutor another one from deck. It just has so much synergy with the deck. Next of, for the Odd Eyes cards, it's a bunch of one-ofs, but since the deck is really searchable, and you can tutor out any Odd Eyes card with Arc Pendulum effect, you just need the one-of. So for the one-of Odd Eyes, I run the 1 Phantasma, the 1 OG Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, the 1 Phantom Dragon, the 1 Dissolver, and the 1 Lancer. So just let me just try to spread this out actually. So these are just the one of Odd Eyes. So let's start with Phantasma. This card's a low scale, so it can pendulum summon. It's also a really good low scale to have in conjunction with Arc Pendulum. It also fixes bricky hands. So for example, if you draw this card, which is a level 8, you can pitch it off of this and still get advantage just because you can summon this from grave with Arc. Being able to add dragons from your extra deck is really crucial because it's still essentially a Guardragon deck. So you can recycle like your Vector or your Darkworm with that card in scale. Also in hand, I usually don't summon it using its Pendulum effect, but I can summon it from the deck using Arc Pendulum, and being able to swing for 3,000 can end games by itself. The 1 Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon, just for the fact that it's OG, it can deal double battle damage. It can pop in scale to trigger Arc and Phase, which is pretty nice. The 1 Phantom, I used to max on this card, but I just don't have enough room now that I'm maining the rescue package. But I just really like this card because, again, it can burn for game, and the fact that it can boost any monster during either player's battle phase is really slept on. It's very underrated in my opinion. And a lot of people don't realize that. Granted, you have to have another another Odd Eyes in scale, but the fact that it can boost any monster, like not just Odd Eyes cards, is pretty crucial. The 1 Dissolver, you have to main it against a level 8, so you can't pen summon it. So you really don't want to see this card in your hand, or this, because these two are level 8s. This is a level 8, but you can at least use it for a really low scale. 4 is kind of a high scale because you can't pen summon your Darkworm targets. But so you don't want to see these two in hand. But this is absolutely crucial because it gets into Vortex, and once you get into Vortex using a proper method, you can float using Arc Pendulum. That's why I don't like. I run Absolute, but I only use it as a last resort. I usually try not to use Absolute Effect to revive the Vortex using Absolute's Effect and Grave. I usually use Dissolver's Effect against the Vortex. That way you can recur it, you know, endlessly technically with Arc Pendulum. Lancer Dragon, I replaced Deshido with this card. This is your LP target now. Being able to summon this off of LP is really good because it just protects your scale and protects your Vortex, and it's just a problem monster to get over. But again, you just don't want to see in your hand. So that's it for the Odd Eyes cards in the main deck. Let's get onto the other Pendulum cards. You just run a bunch of like Electromite Turbo cards. So the 3 Cerberus, the double Jackal. Having multiple Jackal is good. Just opening multiple Cerberus is bad, but again, you can pitch it off of Phantasma Dragon if you need to. Also, for Electromite Turbo cards, you run the triple Chronograph and the one-time Gazer. Again, this deck has a lot of one-ofs, but again, you can make do. Like, you can make Electromite after the Pendulum Summon and you'll be fine. And then the most important like Electromite Turbo cards are like the Guardragon pieces. So the triple Dark Worm and the 1-Gate 0, the triple Vector, and again I run this because it's a low scale. You can search off a Duelist Alliance. It's a Guardragon target, and you summon off of this the Rescue Rabbit. Rescue Rabbit's really cool in this deck because you don't really have a normal summon. So you can spend it on Rescue Rabbit and get full combo because Rescue Rabbit is a 1-card Electromite. And you don't really normal summon an Odd Eyes deck because they're obviously really high level. But it's a really good normal summon. You can even even if you don't use it to get into Electromite, you can pen summon it and then banish it. You just can't special them from the deck, but that doesn't really matter. It's a level 4, so it can also go into rank 4 plays. So that's it for the main deck monsters. It comes out to 30 monsters in the main deck. Next for the spells, you run 10 spells, no traps. You run the triple Skyrus, has just so much synergy in the deck, protects your scale. It allows you to trigger Arc Pendulum in scale, which is really nice. And just fix brick hands. Like if you need a particular scale, it searches Arc Pendulum, for example. So it's just really nice to have. I don't run the terraforming. You just don't want to open multiples of Skyrus. Next of 3 search cards, 3 Spiral Flame Strike. The card's insane. You can open multiples. It doesn't brick. It's not a hard ones per turn. You have to see high skill. The one Duelist Alliance, again, you just want to keep seeing the high skill, but this can also search Vector, which is again your Guardragon LP material, or it can be a low scale, so which is nice. And then last 3 of the double Shrine and the 1 Foolish. Again, you just want to get into Electromite as fast as you can, so you just dump the Dark Worm. So that's it for main deck. Let's quickly get to the side deck. And side deck is personal preference, but I'm running triple Lava Golem just to break boards. Big boards that have like boss monsters. Like I think this format Thunder Dragon will be popular, so this is good against Thunder. It's even good against Orcus, being able to shut down their Crescendo. Next up, Triple Lancia. Again, I think Orcus Thunder are both going to be really good decks, so Lancia I think is a good meta call. Triple Drone Lockbird. This is like good against like decks that search a lot, like Pendulums, for example. So, and then it's good against Striker as well. So I think it's an underrated hand trap, this format. Again, just for more big board breaker hate, I have Triple Dark Ruler No More. You can run Nibiru if you want. I just like this because Nibiru you have to open. This you can draw off on your 6th card and you'll be fine. And then for back row hate, I run Triple Red Reboot. I don't have any other back row hate because I don't like Twin Twisters. The only other card I was thinking of is maybe Galaxy Cyclone, but I mean Red Reboot pretty much does the job. Like you can OTK with this deck fairly easily. So that's it for the side deck. Let's get on to the extra deck, which is what really got a major renovation because of this new ban list. So again, you have the boss monster of the deck. You have to run the one Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon. And then now, instead of running Synchro Monsters, I'm running a bunch of XZs. So for my rank 7, I'm running the one Absolute Dragon. Many decks just use it so you can get out into Vortex. But I really like using it just because you can use its like detach effect to like negate an attack and then like special Vortex from Grave and then like keep going. But yeah, again, I can still do like the new Guardragon combo, I guess, with like Saryuja because I'm running Saryuja thanks to the new Dual Devastator. But I just like Absolute because it's an Odd Eyes and it has so much good synergy, natural synergy with the deck. The one rank 6 Naruto, again, I have space. I cut all my synchros, so I'm running the one Norito. Usually make this with double chronograph. And then I'm running a bunch of rank 4s. The one Tornado Dragon, the one Exciton Knight, the one Dweller, and the one Evil Storm Nightmare. Usually Dweller, Nightmare, and Tornado are your going like turn 1 options. So instead of going to a synchro monster, you can end on like the ideal board is like you end on one less negate due to the ban list. So before you used to end on like 5-6 negates. Now it's like 4 or 5 negates. But instead of like hot red, you're gonna get a rank 4 or a jackal. So you're basically losing the hot red is what it is. And you're losing a synchro like Savage and Don Dragster. But you get an XZ, and this is kind of like 2 negates in itself, which is nice. Dweller can be like infinite negates depending on the matchup, so I think it's good. The one Exciton is just my favorite, rank 4 of all time. And like some boards, like if they don't have like negates and just a bunch of floodgates, you can normal summon Rabbit, go into double vector, go Exciton, blow up field, and proceed to do whatever. That's it for the XZ's monsters. Onto the Link monsters. These are fairly staple. The one Borload Dragon, the one Borload Dragon, the one Saryuja. Again, you can use this in conjunction. Well, I don't really run Destrudo, so like this works better with Destrudo, but this is just good in general because it can fix bricky hands, and like you can special level 8 from hand because you can't pen summon level 8s in Odd Eyes. For the Guard Dragons, the one LP, the one Triple Verse, you still need it, and the one Herratic Seal. To link these two off. Herratic Seal is still really good in this deck. It's a bounce. Some decks just, on normal summon, if you get rid of it, they can't play. So that's a good card. Obviously, the one Electromite, best link monster in the deck, gets all your plays started. And the one Land Fornicus, just because if they give you an Nibiru token, you can, instead of going to Electromite, you can go to Land Fornicus. Granted, like, if they've already Nibiru'd your Electromite, like on Pendulum Summon, there's a chance that you can go into Guardragon combo with Lane Fornicus, so I just still run it just because, again, it's just a generic Link 2 monster that points, like Electromite, which is really, really important for Pendulum decks. Alright, YouTube, that's it for the deck profile. I hope you guys really enjoyed it. Please leave a like and a comment if you really enjoyed the video. I really love hearing you guys' thoughts on the deck. Please let me know how I can improve the deck. Again, this is like day 0 for ban list, so I still need to perfect it, but I feel like I have a really good deck. Again, just leave your comments and thoughts down below. I always read your guys' comments and try to respond ASAP. So without any other comments, have a nice day.